What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. My channel name is College Football Frenzy, and today I'm going to be breaking down the Utah Utes 2020 football schedule. Utah last year had a great season. Many people thought last year was going to be the year where they kind of had a breakout season, and sure enough, they did. They went 11-3 overall. A great season overall for the Utes. Unfortunately, they did lose their last two games. But still, it was a great season overall. They made it to the Pac-12 championship game. They won the Pac-12 South Division, and they made it to the Alamo Bowl. They ended with two tough losses, but still overall, it was a pretty good season for the Utah Utes. They finished ranked, and they nearly made the college football playoff. If they could have beaten Oregon on that Pac-12 championship game, they probably would have been in the college football playoff. They just missed out. But anyway, let's get started on the schedule. First off, I have to address the losses. Obviously, they're losing Tyler Huntley, their quarterback, last year. That's going to hurt a lot. I believe I don't believe he got drafted. I believe he was just signed with the Ravens, actually. It's draft day. If you're wondering, it's draft day right now as I'm recording this. So I believe he actually just signed with the Ravens as an undrafted free agent. And then there's Zach Moss, who did get drafted, I believe, last night. He's leaving Utah, which definitely hurts a lot. He was a great weapon that they had. He was a great running back, helped out the Utes a lot. Probably the best player on that team last year, and losing him is going to hurt. Now, one of the good things about Utah last year was that they had a great defense. That was what they were known for, having one of the best defenses in all of the Pac-12. The defense next season should be pretty good. I think it will be just as good, if not maybe a little bit worse than last year, but still pretty good defense overall. The two big losses, though, like I said, are Zach Moss at the running back position and Tyler Huntley at the quarterback position. But without further ado, let's get the schedule prediction started. Looking at it, the schedule is pretty manageable. Utah fans should be happy about this. They got a pretty easy schedule. 1 BYU, big rival here. It's the Holy War. Utah has been good. I believe Utah has a pretty big streak going against BYU. I think they'll keep that streak up. They beat BYU last year. It's a home game for the Utes. Should be no problem whatsoever. I think even though the Utes have some key losses on offense, the better football team here, more talented and better coach. Kyle Whittingham, I forgot to mention him. He's a great coach. So I'll take Utah here. To Montana State. Really shouldn't be a problem. This should be an easy game for the Utes. 3 at Wyoming. Wyoming was decent last year. Obviously, it's an away game for Utah. I thought Wyoming was pretty competitive in the Mountain West overall. They nearly beat Boise State, so they came close to getting a big win last year. I don't think they're good enough to beat Utah, but it is an away game for the Utes. But overall, I feel like Utah is the much more talented team. 4 at California. You know, California looked like they're going to be good last year. They started out pretty good, and then they just completely dropped off. They won the Red Box Bowl, I believe it was, against Illinois. So they end the season on a good note, but overall, most of the season wasn't very good. This upcoming season, I think California will be pretty average, but Utah is the more talented team here. They should probably win this game. However, I would not be shocked if California was to win. I would not be shocked. I think it's 60-40 odds in favor of Utah here. 5, USC. At home, USC is very talented, not any young talent, that's for sure. They had a terrible recruiting class, but a lot of returning talent. Kenan Slovis at the quarterback position, he should be pretty good. I think USC is a talented team. Utah obviously is going to be wanting revenge. USC beat them last year in the Coliseum by a touchdown. I think it'll be a good game, but overall, USC is just so much more talented in my opinion. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to take the Trojans here. I think this is one of Utah's tougher games, so I'm going to go with the Trojans. 6 at Washington State. I think this is another game that I could see Washington State winning. However, like the California game, I would favor Utah. It's an away game, which hurts. Washington State, Pullman, not an easy place to play. Very tough place to play. That is for sure. Utah probably is a little bit better. And obviously Washington State lost Mike Leach. That hurts a ton. So they're going to be changing things up around there. I think losing Mike Leach is definitely going to hurt the Washington State Cougars a lot. So overall, I would favor Utah. But I think it's another game that could be close. 7, Washington. Another game that I could see either team winning. Washington, like Washington State, lost their head coach. Chris Peterson, a legendary head coach. We know the things he did at Boise State. He brought the Broncos to Fiesta Bowls. He brought Washington to the playoff. He won a couple Pac-12 championships. Him leaving Washington's going to hurt. It's a home game for the Utes. And even after that, Washington's losing Jacob Eason, their quarterback. So that's going to hurt a lot. So overall, Utah should be the better team on paper here. I will say Washington's bringing in a pretty good recruiting class. I think it's a top 15 recruiting class overall. But older talent, I think Utah has the advantage. So, Washington should be a good challenge. I would probably favor Utah, but this is definitely a game that could be close. 8 bye week, good time to have your bye week. You're coming off a 4-game stretch, which is pretty tough, can wear you out. So it's a good time to have your bye week. 9 at UCLA. Chip Kelly did great at Oregon. It doesn't seem to be working at UCLA. Probably should never left the Ducks. But I'm gonna take the Utes here pretty easily. 10 Arizona. I don't think it'll be much of a problem. This should be an easy game for the Utes at home. I'll take Utah. 11 Oregon State. Could be a challenge, but overall I feel like Utah's the much better football team here. I'll take the Utes. 12 at Arizona State. So Arizona State, call me crazy, but I think Arizona State might actually win the Pac-12 South. And I actually mean that Arizona State is my sleeper to win the Pac-12 South. I think they're a pretty good football team overall next year. This will be a big game in the division race. Big game. The winner of this game could very well go on to make the Pac-12 championship if USC loses a few times. It's a big game. It's on the road, though, late in the season. It's a tough place to play at. Arizona State's got a lot of talent. Jaden Daniels, he's a pretty good quarterback for them. They've got a great head coach in Herm Edwards. I think it's close. I think it's a good game, but I'm going to favor the Arizona State Sun Devils here. I think they're the better football team overall. And at Colorado consistently the last few years I feel like has been one of the worst teams in the Pac-12, just in my opinion. After 2016, they dropped off a lot. So this should be an easy game for the Utes, although Colorado actually did give Utah a little bit of a challenge last year. But overall, I would favor Utah here. I'll take the Utes. So overall, I have Utah coming at 9-3. Their losses are USC and Arizona State. I think those are their losses. The guaranteed wins, BYU, Montana State. Although BYU is a rivalry game, so you never know what's going to happen, but it should be a guaranteed win. Wyoming probably very likely a win. Oregon State, Arizona, UCLA, that 3-game stretch, very likely wins. Colorado, very likely a win. The toss-up games are California, Washington State, Washington. Those games, those are the really big games. Overall averaging out, though, I have it at 9-3. I think they split the California through Washington stretch. I think they win 2 and lose 2, and then Arizona State. That's how they get to 9-3. Overall, if you're a Utes fan, I would take that because you're losing arguably your 2 best players, at least on offense. I mean, Tyler Huntley was great. Zach Moss was absolutely a beast. So losing them hurts. And overall, you're still 9-3, and you probably make the LA Bowl in the SoFi Stadium, which is a great brand new stadium, or maybe the Alamo Bowl. That's a nice bowl game you could make. So overall, Utah should be in a fine position next year. I think in a few years they can very well, make another push for the playoff. They've really always been relevant. They've been relevant for a while now. I don't know why people say they haven't been relevant. Most of the years in the college football playoff era, I feel like I see them ranked. So they're overall still a pretty good team. I think 9-3 could get them into the top 25 at the end of the season. I definitely think, though, they have a favorable schedule. The schedule is not very tough. When USC or Arizona State's your toughest game, the schedule is not very tough. But overall, 9-3, in my opinion, it's a pretty good record. Yeah, but anyway, guys, that's it for now. Thank you for joining in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave your comments, predictions for the Utes down below. And yeah, that's it for now, guys. Thank you for joining in.